So Latino Heritage Month means to me a moment to celebrate and recognize cultural accomplishments, icons, people who pioneered and made waves to be able to push forward the rights and visibility of Latinx people.
It means celebration of the history and the culture of Americans whose ancestors come from Latin America, from all of Latin America.
It's about community, it's about vibrancy, it's about culture, it's about family. But my heritage, more than anything, is something that I have grown to appreciate, love. I strive to honor it, and every day try to do something in expression of, well, gratitude of my community and where I come from.
It's both honoring all of our achievements as a community, but also bringing awareness to continue to be in these spaces that create awareness and that give us a voice in order to continue to contribute as best we see fit in our community, and not having other folks who think they know what we need deciding for us.
For me, it's lifting our history, our culture, recognizing our leaders in the community. Today is recognizing as a Latino and all over the world. Yeah. But right now, it's right here in Los Angeles. And that just made me proud because I live in Los Angeles.
You know, when I think about my personal Latinidad, my Latino heritage, I think about the time when I was really young. When I was 4 years old, my parents enrolled me and my twin sister in a folklorico dance troupe. And I just remember feeling so beautiful in the cultural costumes that were so colorful and flowing, and dancing to the songs and to the music that my family grew up listening to. And it's especially important to me now because now I'm a parent, and I know how important it was for my parents to instill in us the ability to express who we were and where we come from, the ability to celebrate our culture and our history. And as a parent, I want that for my own children, and I'm always seeking opportunities that would allow my own children to express whom they are.
So when I was in first grade, I participated in an art contest at my elementary school. And the theme was Cesar Chavez and the mobilization and movement that they were leading forward. And so I made a piece on the farm, the workers, protests that were happening. And I was just so proud to be able to show my art and go on TV for a moment and tell my family at home, like, hey, I did this, I made this. And it just felt like such a moment of joy. It was in Mariachi Plaza, and I think that was something very personal to me. But there are so many moments in my lifetime of just being born and raised in East LA, walking down the street in Boyle Heights or extended East LA, where I just feel like every moment feels like history and heritage in the making.
I have 3 boys, and I see myself with my kid, and I didn't want my kid being in the same way I mean, I have to immigrate to another country to find it a way to support myself. And I tell them, see you there, see myself. We are working hard to support you guys, and show the other people you can do it. And I always thought that, it's for me, English is not my first language. It's hard for me to speak English. The education shouldn't be hard for you. You don't have that many responsibility as a adult house. We have to work. We have to provide food, housing, cleaning clothes, your clothes, the basics need. You only have to be focused on your own education. And I'm glad my kids, they listen to me. Sorry, I'm getting emotional.
You must be really proud.
I do. I am so proud of my community. I do all the empowerment the community provided to me. I feel so blessed with CARECEN. They provided me a lot of tools to be who I am.
My desire to become an immigration lawyer was really inspired not just by my own personal story, but that of my family's, my mom, my dad, and all of the immigrant, community members that really came together when we first came to the United States to support us.
Going back to my being raised in Mexico City, when I came to LA to live 6 years ago, it was the first time I was living outside of my parents' home. And it was pretty beautiful to see how, especially in Los Angeles, how the community embraces diversity, how they embrace, their own people too. I think we're proud of who we are, and we love sharing those experiences with others.
LA for All really is not just a statement that says we invite you in and we embrace you and we welcome you, but also an actual resource for Latinos to be able to access in this great city.
When I think of LA for All, I think of the folks who are most marginalized, and I think of Latina trans women who are fleeing their country of origin, seeking asylum, oftentimes coming to Los Angeles, hoping for a safer place for them. LA already has such a reputation of being a cultural core for Latina people, but also for LGBT people. Even despite this, there are still challenges here. And it's not to say that their life isn't better, but I think we can do a lot more as a city to support them. And that involves offering opportunities for economic development, encouraging folks to support them with sponsorship for housing. There are so many opportunities to engage, and I think it's a moment for people who are listening to tap into organizations like Otro, Lado, or Trans-Latino Coalition, or the LA LGBT Center to see how we can support and give back to folks who are coming here to seek that refuge.
We have a lot of issue with the homeless, okay? We have a lot of issue for the rent increments. I believe if the city of Los Angeles put in more effort, I know they do, but we need more. We need affordable housing. Our community doesn't have to live in this place because they can afford it to pay more rent, increment rents all the time. The homelessness is always been existing, but now it's worse. It will be worse if we not do nothing for them.
It's something we often talk about in class with my students, is the importance of knowing who should take the lead, who should be in positions of power and leadership, right? And I'm a true believer that those members of the community who know the issues and how issues impact their community are best suited to speak as to those issues and make those decisions. So I'm here to say that we need way more Latinos in positions of leadership and power in the city who come from communities that are impacted, that come from Latino communities, and then are hence well-suited and best suited to make decisions on behalf of us.
We also need to hold our elected representatives accountable for the things that they promise, and then once they're actually elected, they forget about us, right? So we need to fight for Congress to give a path to citizenship to millions and millions of folks who have been here their whole life and truly belong here, and just a piece of paper tells you otherwise, right?
I would always lead with the question of who's not at the table. And for any event, any program, anything centering Latina people is who are we not taking account for, who are we not representing, whether that's Afro-Latina people, Indigenous Latina people, whether that's non-binary people, transgender people, so on. There are so many people who are often underrepresented, and if we don't have them at the table, then we're not taking into account everyone under the Latina umbrella.
Bueno, para nuestra comunidad latinoamericana que vivimos aquí en Los Ángeles, este es el momento de realzar nuestra herencia hispana, nuestra herencia latina, demostrar nuestra cultura. Y yo como una mujer inmigrante, yo creo que nosotros podemos proveer, hacer la diferencia en nuestras ciudades, motivar a nuestros hijos a que sean mejores, inspirar a nuestros hijos que ellos lo pueden lograr. Necesitamos gente que esté sentada, los latinos, ahí en el Congreso de California, en el Congreso de Washington DC, en el Senado, ¿por qué no? Y ¿por qué no un presidente latino? Nosotros necesitamos a nuestros jóvenes, a nuestros hijos que salgan adelante y que sean mejor cada día. No nos quedemos con que esto es lo que me tocó, mi hijo, y ya no podemos. No, hay un mejor mañana y un mejor futuro para ti. Si yo lo puedo hacer, tú lo puedes hacer.
There are reminders all over the city about our history and our culture, and I invite people to visit the different historical places across the city of Los Angeles where they get to have a glimpse and experience a little bit of the history of LA and the history of Latinos in Los Angeles.
Creo que formar parte de la comunidad en la que estamos no es nada más aportar dinero, ¿no? O sea, al menos como organización no lucrativa, siempre estamos buscando una forma de ayudar a más personas, pero no necesariamente tiene que ser por donar dinero. Hay veces que lo que necesitamos en realidad es que alguien pueda ayudar a una persona, a escuchar a una persona, a quizá ofrecerles un hogar donde se pueden quedar, ayudar en esta transición difícil de haber estado detenido mientras estás buscando asilo y no entender el idioma, no saber dónde estás. Pueden continuar visitando sus mercados locales, pueden continuar compartiendo sus historias, ayudando a otras personas a aprender el idioma. No, hay muchísimas maneras de poder contribuir a la comunidad en la que estamos y pues les aplaudo y muchas felicidades porque finalmente están reconociendo al menos este mes nuestra historia y nuestra cultura.
I just want to express gratitude. You know, say thank you to the Latino community. Thank you for paving the way for me. Thank you for allowing me to serve them. And as I always say in my work, que viva el migrante, que viva el soñador, que vivan los latinos y que vivan los indocumentados.